Hey everybody, welcome to Round the Twist, episode 246. It is May 4th, 2016. Happy Star Wars Day. I think I've recorded on Star Wars Day before, so anyone who's not in the know, Star Wars Day falls on the 4th of May, because May the 4th be with you. Dork. I know, I'm sorry. Such a dork, but I love it, it's great. Haven't gotten the chance to use that on anyone today because I haven't really left the house much, but I did make our handyman laugh that came by to help install a new sliding glass door, so that's kind of how the morning went. As you can hear, the voice is a little bit better. I'm not coughing quite as much or as violently, which is good. Still feeling some tightness in my throat though, so I probably won't be coughing, but I'll definitely be clearing my throat while we're recording today. Also, there will be no Pokey Things segment this episode, not because I don't have stuff to show. I do. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that I have been making progress on my Once Upon a Time sampler, but we've been having to separate the twins to nap and to fall asleep at night because Tara is a little instigator. So she is in the back spare bedroom, which is where I keep my cross stitch that is upstairs, and if I open the door, she's going to wake up from her nap. So I don't have anything to show you this week. You'll see it all next week. So first things first. Coffee, first things first. Here we go. My old standby peach apricot. Let's see, what do we want to start with this week? Well, let's do the Beck sweater. Why not? The Beck sweater, which I'm going to flip back in my show notes since I didn't bother to write anything out because I wanted to get this done. The pattern is Beck by Danny Sunshine. It is available on Ravelry. It is a pay-for pattern. Pull over, top down, increases. It still just looks like a tube. I am actually getting ready. I've stopped magic looping, which is good. Makes things go a little bit faster. I am getting ready to do the second little, what do you want to call that? Textured cable bit. I just put in the first garter row, and I'm only like 30 rows into this whole sweater, so this is like the neckline up here. Knitting it up on US 6s, which is a 4.0 millimeter needle, and I'm using Rowan Felted Tweed DK in the colorway 173, which is kind of a duck egg blue. It's got little tweedy flecks in it. Rowan Felted Tweed, at least the stuff I have, and I want to say they've changed it, but I could be wrong. It's a 50%, 25%, 25%, so a 50% merino, 25% alpaca, 25% viscose blend. It does shed. It is fuzzy from the 25% alpaca, so there's all these little, can you see that, all the little fuzzies that come off? So it does shed while you knit with it, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it's knitting up into a lovely soft yarn, or soft sweater, which will bloom a little bit when I wash it. So that's coming along. I've done maybe like 8 rows, and most of those were done last night while I had a lovely bout of insomnia. So my sweater is coming along-ish. It's riding around in my Fat Squirrel Doctor Who Companions bag. Next up is the Very Merry Unbirthday birthday socks for my friend Sarah. This is in my Tangerine Designs Tardis yarn cabinet. The pattern is by Prairie Girl Designs. It is the zigzagular socks, which is a free pattern on Ravelry if you would like to knit them. And it's a really good pattern. I really, really enjoy knitting it. Again, haven't done a whole lot on this, but knitting it up on US 1.5s, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. I'm still on the left sock. I have done maybe half an inch going out the gusset, because I had just picked up and done maybe like 2 rows. So I've done another half of a repeat going down the top of the foot. And let me stretch this out so you can see the zigzag. And the reason I'm calling these the Very Merry birthday socks, number one, they're the birthday socks because they're for Sarah's birthday. And the Very Merry on Birthday part is because they are from Blue Moon Fiber Arts, the socks that rock lightweight in the colorway Mad as a March Hare, which is an Alice in Wonderland reference. But I wanted something bright for her because I feel like the last few pairs of socks that I've done for Sarah have been kind of, I don't want to say low-key because that Superhero Blues was very purple, which she loves purple. But she actually asked for something bright. Oh, sorry. I have an Amber Alert coming through. Sorry. Okay. Doesn't say where. I'm assuming somewhere in Colorado. So those are coming along slowly because of the cabling and the pattern. It's kind of hard to keep track when I'm up and down with the twins, so this has turned into an after bedtime nap time thing. More coffee. So the thing that's gotten the most knitting time has been hubby's manly socks. Now these are my typical 72 stitch vanilla socks on a US 1, a 2.25 millimeter needle, excuse me. This time I'm doing them with an afterthought heel because the yarn that I'm using, the Osterman Step, is stripy and I want to maintain that. So it was a very manly color. It's kind of a dark, the colorway is a black, dark teal blue, and then it's got this gray stripe in it as well. I'm past the heel by quite a bit. I think I was just past it, or I was working on the black stripes. I got quite, about 3 more stripes further along. This is going really fast, surprisingly. I'm not sure why it's flying so fast. Probably because it's so mindless I can pick it up and put it down, so it's been getting most of my knitting attention for the last few days. So, you know, it's, I don't know what to tell you. It's a 72 stitch vanilla sock that's going to have an afterthought heel. So this is riding around in my rock, paper, scissors, lizard Spock bag from Stitched by Jessalou. Love that. And then I've done a bit of crocheting this week too. I'm finished, started and finished actually. Are these the ones? Yeah. I had finished Snowflake number 8, so my crazy future Christmas planning, crocheting all of the snowflakes in the 99 Snowflakes book from Leisure Arts that you can still get on Amazon. I believe it's $9.99. So I finished Snowflake 8 and showed you guys that last week. And I started and finished all the snowflakes for Snowflake number 9. This is another design by the lovely Helen Milinkovich Milton. So these are in their little Ziploc, ready to go. They are finished. They are done. Another one, these are very, I don't feel, these don't to me need as much blocking to be able to show them off. Obviously I'm going to block them and starch them to try to obviously crisp them up a little bit and show the points and all the little bobbly bits, all the loops. But this one's actually pretty, not too bad on its own. So I did all 3 of those this week. I actually did one a day for 3 days and boom, set of snowflakes complete. So those are riding around in the little bucket bag basket thing that Amy Froggy Monkey that did the Knitting in Circles podcast made for me in the Exploding TARDIS fabric. So I'm using, sorry, wow, I'm just blanked there for a minute. I'm using a US 7 steel crochet hook. It's a 1.65 millimeter hook. And Knit Crocheting, which is a bedspread cotton, and I'm still on the first ball. There's still a lot to go. You can kind of see the depth there. Obviously the hole through the middle has opened up high, quite a bit, but there's still a lot of yardage left on this thing. We'll see. I have I have one more full ball of this, so we'll see how far 2 balls gets me in this book. I'm going to say quite a ways, but once I get past the 12th snowflake, which was my goal for the year, that was one of my, I believe one of my New Year's resolutions was I was going to try to do 1 set of snowflakes a month. So I wanted to get 12 done in a year, so I'm going to get done with that by the halfway point. So yay for New Year's resolutions being fulfilled. But even once I hit 12, I'll keep going. But once I get past the 12th one, the size on them does increase. Like, well, I guess past the 14th one, because they're right around 2 inches, 2 to 2¼ inches right now. And with the 15th snowflake in the book, it jumps to 3½ inches, and they become much more open. So we'll see how those come out. Not sure. But they get a lot bigger, so they'll be eating a lot more of the thread. So like I said, I can't show you any of the Pokey Things because I haven't worked on A Very Merry Christmas Town at all. And yeah, the Once Upon a Time sampler is up in the spare bedroom where Tara is asleep, and I don't want a chance waking her up. So we're going to move on to Various and Sundry. Upcoming events, the Estes Park Wool Market is coming up June 9th through the 12th. I will for sure be there with the family on Saturday the 11th. I'm not taking any classes because I have to work those 2 days, but class signups are open. If you're planning on attending and want to take a class Thursday or Friday, please, please, please sign up. The organizers are actually at the point where they're starting to cull the herd, I guess, and if they don't have enough interest in a class, the class will be canceled. If you sign up for a class that does get canceled, they'll contact you and let you know that it's been canceled and offer you options if you want to change to a different class. Otherwise, yeah, I'll be up at the Wool Market on the 11th with the whole fam. So I'm going to do one of the Any Questions. One of your questions from the Any Questions thread over on the Ravelry board. If you have anything you'd like to ask me, that you'd like me to answer on the show, please head over there and post something, because we are through the 25th one and I think there's only like 41 posts, so I kind of like doing this. I like hearing what you guys are thinking. So 3 Trees wants to know, now that the twins are no longer babies, do you have opinions on what makes the best baby sweater in terms of utility? Lightweight versus warmer, open front like the baby vertebrae versus buttoned up like the Preparium. Thanks. So honestly, I'm going to say something that's probably not going to be very popular. As cute as little newborn to like 9-month, 1-year baby sweaters are, unless you live somewhere super chilly, I'd say knit something in a bigger size. It might take you a little longer, but I guess I kept my kids swaddled. The twins were always swaddled, so they were usually in like a onesie and pants and then swaddled to stay warm. I did put them in sweaters that people had sent to them, especially on the really cold days, but we didn't have a whole lot of those, so I kind of felt bad when they'd start to outgrow stuff and not be able to fit into it. The the stripy sweaters I knit for them. The tulip sweaters, that's it. I knit, I believe, the 12 to 18 month size. And they're still wearing those. I mean, the sleeves, I made the sleeves a little bit longer, so I did have to roll them up, but they're 2.5 and they're still wearing those. The body's getting a little bit short, but because they're open front, they have a tie at the top. They're getting a lot more wear out of them, and they can take them on, put them on and take them off themselves at this point. When you have a small baby, yeah, it's cute to put them in that stuff, but honestly, babies spit up a lot, and I always felt awful, and a new mother really doesn't have time to hand wash anything. So if you are going to make something for small babies, make sure that it's machine washable so that they don't have to, and make sure you include something on it that says machine washable, because no new mother has time to hand wash anything. You want it to be something that they can throw in the washer and dryer. Because honestly, the dads are going to be doing wash too, and they might not know to pull something out to air dry it, and it will go through the dryer anyway. So you don't want your heart broken and they don't want. New mothers have so many hormones raging through them that they're going to be heartbroken if something happens to that hand knitted thing. So I'd say knit something for a larger child, knit at least the 1 year size, because little babies are messy, super messy. If they're not pooping on it, they're spitting up on it. They're either that or like you said, 3 trees, the open front, like the baby vertebrae, something that will warm their arms and back. But if they burp up milk, it will go on their onesie and not on the sweater, so the mom doesn't have to worry about it. Now that the twins are a little older, I don't mind the pullovers. I don't mind them. If I'm making something for them, I make sure that it's machine washable, so I don't care if it has to be washed. The sweaters that they did have some fun scattering baby powder over them a couple months ago. Excuse me. And I took that as the opportunity to hand wash all of their sweaters that they have. I just went through, it was just easier. Just hand washed everything one at a time in the sink, spread them out all over the place, and it took a little longer, but I actually have time for that now. So that would be my advice. Knit, and that's not necessarily even with knitting. Any new mom, if you're going to get them clothing for the baby, number one, make sure it's practical. No, as cute as some of the new baby stuff is, and I'm sorry, I'm on a soapbox right now. All the, especially little girls, all the frippery, frilly, blah, 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 blah. I just wanted onesies. I could never have enough onesies because we went through tons of them. Between diaper blowouts and spit ups and everything, onesies were my thing, and it seemed like everyone gave us newborn, 0 to 3 month, and 3 to 6 month stuff. A few 6 to 9, a few 9 to 12s. A couple people thought it far enough ahead and actually gave us like 2T stuff, which we've worn and gone through already. But go for the larger sizes. I'd say if you're going to knit something, knit at least the 12-month size, so they don't have to worry about the kid outgrowing something in the first 2 weeks of life and them not having the time or the mental capacity to remember to shove their child in it to take a picture to send to you. It gives them a little bit of extra time to get their life back in order. So that's my best thing. Cardigans are easier, or open front is easier. Make sure if you are doing a pullover of some kind that the neck hole is big enough, because babies have a lot bigger heads than you think. And you don't want to go trying to squish their little noggins through a neck hole that's way too small. So that's my 2 cents worth. If you want me to answer anything else, please head over to the Any Questions thread over on Ravelry. Oh, and one more thing. My shawl design that I did out of my hand spun, and I had made a shawl design from Susan B. Anderson's class at last year's SSK. I have written that design up. It is out to test knitters. Once I get feedback from them, I'll get it all spiffed up and everything. I made a designer profile over on Ravelry. I have a store. I have the pattern listed. There is no buy it now button. I already had someone contact me about that. They said, hey, the shawl looks awesome, but there's no purchase button because the pattern's not ready. But I wanted to get everything else set up, ready to go, so that when the pattern is ready, all I have to do is upload it and boom, and I can tell you, hey, pattern's live, go forth and knit. So yeah, it's coming. I'm hoping, I didn't give my test knitters any deadlines, but it's a fairly straightforward pattern, and if they don't have anything, I'm hoping in the next couple weeks that we can get everything done, get some pictures, slap a pattern together, assemble the pattern lovingly so that it looks pretty. Make it look pretty, because right now it's just a Word document and it looks a hot mess. But make it pretty for you, and I will have it up for sale in my little Ravelry pattern store. So it's coming, everyone who's been asking. So I think that's it. I'm gonna go, hopefully to have a little bit of time before the kids get up again and we can finish with the sliding door. And I'll see y'all next week. Until then, happy knitting.